Welcome back to Living in the San Francisco Bay Area. Today we are going to check out Bay Farm. That is part of Alameda City, technically not on the island. It is a peninsula that's attached to the Oakland airport, but it is part of Alameda City. So we're going to go check it out. Bay Farm is known for beautiful views, great schools, ease of commuting to San Francisco, quiet residential neighborhood with amazing weather. So if that sounds like something for you, you're definitely going to want to check out today's episode. I'm Andrea West. I've been a realtor since 2010 and I'm a Bay Area native. I live in Alameda on the main island and I love coming to Bay Farm, so I'm excited to show you all about it today. Whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, I would love to hear from you. My contact information is below. You can shoot me a text, give me a call, or send me an email. I also have a QR code in my banner if you want to book a Zoom with me. All right, so let's check out Bay Farm. So we are going to start right here. I am in this cool concrete like art structure. It's supposed to, I think, look like the helm of a boat. Stand back in a second. But the views are great. I mean, that is downtown San Francisco. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, there's the skyline. You're looking right there at the Bay Bridge. And then off in the distance, I don't think we can see it from this angle, would be the Golden Gate Bridge. Over there on the left is Sutro Tower. In the middle is downtown SF. Over here, now we are looking at Oakland, where all those fun boat cranes, like the boat dock unloaders are. The word is escaping me, apologies guys. And then in front of that, closer to us, this is Alameda Island. So the other shore that we're looking at is the main island there. And then this shore here is Bay Farm. So this is Bay Farm. And there is this beautiful Shoreline Park walkway. So you'll see people out biking, you'll see people out walking their dog, sitting out and having a little picnic. I mean, it's a beautiful day and it's a beautiful place to come out here. See here, it's a low tide right now. When the tide's a little bit higher, it actually does come up to, you can see kind of where the wet line is on the rock, and that'll be where, the tide comes in a little bit more. So at a higher tide, it'll get, you'll get a little bit of wave, not a lot. You don't go down there. It's too rocky. You're not out on the shore here. You're really up on Shoreline. You're up on the walking path. So it's not to say people don't really go on the beach at Bay Farm, but they don't really go on the beach at Bay Farm. If you want to go out to the beach, you're really probably going to the main island. You can see across there, that's more sandy as opposed to this being a little bit more rocky. I have seen people fishing out here at Bay Farm for sure. I'm not saying people don't go in the water, but mostly if you want to go out to the beach, you go over to the main island. Now here, that's that ship helm I was telling you about, kind of a nice little feature of the park, which is cute. I think it's supposed to be like a captain's outlook. Really fun. You will see lots of fun little wildlife out here. I saw a couple ground gophers. There are thousands of them along the waters here and on the main island. They're very cute. They look like little squirrels. You'll see lots of geese, lots of ducks. Oh, see, there's one now. He heard me on cue. Hey, buddy. Anyway, sorry, ADD, getting distracted. One more thing about Bay Farm. It does share the peninsula with the airport. Now that's how loud it gets. I'm right here at the water. That doesn't mean it's loud in your house. I've been in a ton of properties here, and I will say that most of the homes, because a lot of them are newer, a lot of them are built in the past 30 years, have better windows, have better insulation, have better soundproofing. So you don't really notice in the house as much as you might think. Now that's not to say that there aren't homes that do hear the noise, or if they're closer to the airport, or if they're under one of the frequent flight paths that go over, then yeah, you might be a little bit more noticeable. If you're very sensitive to the plane noise, then maybe Bay Farm is something that you want to think twice about. Outside, you definitely will hear it. So if you're in your yard, you're going to hear it. If you're out walking the dog, you're going to hear it. To me personally, it doesn't feel intrusive, but I definitely understand if you're someone who's sensitive to noise or really like things peace and quiet at all times. Bay Farm has got more flight path traffic than, the main island would, or parts of Oakland even, just because it is on the water and the way it takes off, it is passing over Bay Farm to go to a lot of the flight paths. That being said, that is one of the biggest questions that we get a lot about here is how bad is the plane noise for Bay Farm? I say definitely come out, take a listen, take a peek for yourself, because you're going to be the biggest judge of whether or not it's too much for you. So here, I just wanted to show you what some of the houses look like that are facing the water. Now, they have got lower fences. Obviously, they want to enjoy the view, which is great. So you can kind of see a little bit what their, just what their setup is like, not to get too nosy. Just showing you, they've got This one is obviously just strategic. They've got all their benches facing the water. This is a long path that goes all the way around the Bay Farm Peninsula. We'll go drive a little bit more of this as well. I really like to go biking out here, and I'm sure you can see why. You can bike on this path. Obviously, you have to be respectful of everybody, but I will bike from the main island and then loop around here and come along the shore and then come back. It's a really nice, you know, if you're not looking for a super long ride, it's a really nice kind of shortish ride, you know, half hour, 45 minutes kind of thing if you want to do the island and then here and then, you know, part of the island and then part of here. It just depends. Let's go hop in the car and drive around a little bit and show you the lay of the land. All right, so we're leaving the Shoreline Park and we are gonna head into this residential neighborhood, mostly to just kind of show you around. Also want to mention it is Halloween in a couple weeks, so October is lots of Halloween decorations, both on the main island and Bay Farm. We love Halloween here. It is so much fun depending on where you live. You can get some crazy amount of trick-or-treaters. It's just like a total party in the street. It's really great. Anyway, you can see a lot of the homes here were built in the last like 30 years, like 1990s, early 2000s, and mid 2000s. And that is true of a lot of Bay Farm. Not all of it. There is an area a little bit further inland, less close to the shore, that was kind of more like 1950s for the most part. So Bay Farm is not historically, the architecture is not as old as the main island. So the main island, you know, if you saw that episode, you know, a lot of the architecture there is like 1890 to 1950, and then, you know, some newer stuff. But this is kind of the opposite. This was more built up later, 1950 onward. Not to say that there isn't a little bit of older stuff, but most of it is newer. So this is kind of your typical residential street, kind of your typical vibe for Bay Farm. So the nice thing with Alameda is the ferry. There are two ferries on the main island. There's the Main Street ferry and then the Seaplane ferry. This is a lagoon over here. And then there's the Bay Farm ferry, which is the one we're heading out to. You see these lagoons. There's a few of them out here on Bay Farm. They're really pretty. Some of these houses, you know, have docks, which are great. So you can get your little kayak and go out there. Coming up here to McCartney. This is another main intersection. Let's go turn this way. Here's the fire station. We're gonna head out back toward the shore, back toward like the beach and the walking path. I'm sorry, it's getting close to sunset. Apologies about the sun, everybody. Just how the day went today. All right, and here we go. So here's the Alameda Bay Farm Ferry. Got parking, which is great. You do have to pay to park here now. That is relatively new. I've heard some disgruntled folks on that one. I haven't actually taken the Bay Farm Ferry because I live on the main island. I take that ferry. Yeah, this is the Bay Business Park Ferry. Now there is a business park out here. There are some kind of, you know, offices and businesses out here. So, you know, some folks come out here to work, but most people are leaving to go work in San Francisco. Bay Farm is a lot more residential, laid back, a lot quieter. Not to say that the main island is crazy or anything. Over here, you've got the Abbott building, got, you know, medical and biotech and that kind of stuff here. And then, so there's, yeah, Peet's Coffee and Tea. So that's, you know, Peet's headquarters over here, which is pretty cool. You've got the Hampton Inn and Suites over there. There really aren't very many hotels in Alameda, so this is nice to have out here. This is a Cafe Jolie at Harbor Bay. Now, they're really just like a breakfast brunch spot, and I think they do lunch, you know, because they're surrounded by the business park. So we've come on the weekend before. Like I said, it's really cute. So coming up here, this is where Harbor Bay Parkway meets Ron Conway Parkway. So that is Ron Conway over there that we're looking at on the right, and then over here on the left is Harbor Bay. So if you went that way, you'd go out to the airport and then down even further if you wanted into San Leandro. That's the way I like to go to Costco. Sometimes it can be faster than the freeway. Back over this way, we're heading closer toward the island and the golf course. We're going to go drive around and show the golf course. And we just came down Harbor Bay Boulevard, and now here we're looking at Island Drive. Now this is connects into 61, and that connects over to Ron Cowan, so this also goes out to the airport. And it goes along the water. It's really pretty, great alternative to the freeway. There is Model Airfield. There's like a baseball diamond there, and there's a really nice walking path. Also, that's where I come bike in, so I'll bike in and come that way and then go down the way we just came from. So it's really pretty right here along the water. Kind of, this is definitely the bay. This is not, you know, facing the, this is more inland over there. And then we're going to go back on the Bay Farm a little bit more, but here is the golf course. So this is the Alameda Golf Course. Corica is what it's called, I believe. My brother-in-law likes to go out there, as he does to all the golf courses here in the Bay, which is super fun. So we're going to go drive past there and then go check out the shopping center on Bay Farm. And now if you went straight there, just to show you, that is where the bridge goes. So this is the bridge to go back to the main island. And then over here is Bay Farm. All right, so now taking Island Drive. So this would be like where you're coming into Bay Farm from either, you know, the bridge at Alameda, or if you were to take 61 over. There's a grand pavilion for special events over there at the golf course. This is more golf course up here on the left. Over there, that's Amelia Earhart Elementary School. Very highly rated school, very popular. And then Bay Farm School is over there as well. So the schools here on Bay Farm are both rated very well. They do have to send over for I believe middle school and high school over into the main island, so they'll go to Lincoln High and Alameda High. But that being said, the elementary schools here on Bay Farm are very good, as are all the schools in Alameda. Anyway, not supposed to give advice about schools, so check out greatschools.org or niche.com for more information. But I know a lot of people do like moving to Alameda for school. Anyway, that said, Water's Edge Lodge, a residence for seniors. So if you know somebody who is a senior looking for housing and wants to be in Alameda, that might be a good spot. And then here is the main shopping center. It's Harbor Bay Landing right here. Here is Safeway. So this is the main grocery store for Alameda Bay Farm. There are a few like little corner stores and stuff and little markets, but this is kind of your one major store. We can get out and walk around the little shopping center real quick. All right, we are out of the car. Here we are at the Harbor Bay Landing Shopping Center. There's another office complex here. Gas station over there. Safeway's right there. Go walk around. There are a couple little restaurants here, which is nice. This is kind of the biggest hub of like retail here on Bay Farm. Can't see it very well, but let's try the little zoom in feature. Starbucks. Got myself a coffee before I came over here. So, and that is the only Starbucks with a drive-through in Alameda, which I quite enjoy. Having a kid, not having to get out of the car to get your coffee is a big bonus. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button. Thanks so much for watching, guys. All right, so you got a home loan lender here. A little patch of grass there, which is cute. This storefront appears to be vacant at the time. Anytime Fitness is here, so get a little mini gym in. Angelfish Japanese cuisine. And then next to that, there's this cute little coffee place. Traders, that was the name, Traders. And then next to that, there's a nail spot, the Bay Farm Nail Spot. We've got First American Title Company over there. Dry cleaners right here. This is vacant. First American Title moved out, I believe. They're vacant. A hair and nail salon there. Over here you've got La Penca Azul. La Penca is one of the local Mexican restaurants. They've got their main restaurant on Park Street on the islands over on the east end. So yeah, coming on up here, you've got your three restaurants. You've got Laval's, which is like American, like pizzas and pastas, maybe a little Italian influence. La Penca, which I love, they've got their main restaurant on Park Street on the main island. Good Mexican food, great ambiance, fun margaritas, and nice little patio here, which is cute. And then China Villa, so you can get Chinese food. So all three of these are right here behind Safeway, and then there's the Japanese cuisine in there too. So definitely a few restaurants. That with Cafe Jolie. I think there's a few other like sandwich spots and other places to eat. These face the lagoon, which is kind of fun. You see the houses there. I like that bridge there. It's really cute. Very inviting. Very pretty. All that being said, this is the majority of commercial businesses and retail here on Bay Farm. So Bay Farm is mostly residential. So let's go check out some of the other neighborhoods now and walk around a little bit more. Sorry guys, I'll add a little bit real quick. Just putting in a plug. Got our public library right there. Right next to it's got a really nice playground and basketball court. So it's a great place to come with the kiddos. Plus I just saw a plane go overhead. I know the kids love watching those. So anyway, lots of fun stuff here for the whole family. All right, so coming out of the Harbor Bay Landing Shopping Center, the Safeway Shopping Center, here's our drive-through Starbucks. Here we are at the corner of Island Drive and McCartney. We are on Island. McCartney is our cross street. So we're just gonna drive a little bit further. Got townhomes here, so this is another one of the HOAs out here. Now, a lot of these townhomes, I will say, those are kind of, you know, in the 70s, so I take it back. So it is kind of 1950s through early 2000s, but a lot of these were kind of 60s and 70s. They're very cute, you know, 2 and 3 bedrooms. You know, it's nice to be in cute little communities. Some of them have got some parks and you know, see here, you got like a little soccer field, which is super fun. Harrington Field, I should have mentioned, sorry, is the name of it. Cute again, it's Halloween. See all the fun decorations. The Catholic Church here, Philip Neri. And then what we're facing up ahead is the tower. It's kind of hard to see probably on the camera, but we are looking straight at the tower for the Oakland Airport. Coming up here, and now you're back to Harbor Bay. That's where we were earlier. So that'll take you out to the airport there. So walking around, this is just kind of a nice little residential street. Fun little spider web, that's so cute. And this is, you know, this is kind of the part of the area that was in the 40s and 50s. And you can see nice streets. These don't have HOAs, so that's the nice part about some of the homes. You know, the single family homes over here, no HOAs. Some of them over in the newer developments do have HOAs. The townhomes for sure do. So we get out and walk around a little bit. Let's go check out a little bit more in the car and maybe get out again. All right, so here we are on McCartney turning on Audubon? I don't know, one of the two. Wait, this is another one of those bigger intersections. I just wanted to be able to show you the lagoons here. Look how pretty that is. It's really cute. So some folks have got docks there. You can see a lot of the single family homes butt up right against it. You can take a little kayak out and float around the lagoon, which is super cute. You get to see all the ducks come through. It's adorable. We actually get some otters here, which is really great. I've seen some people post on Facebook that we get otters over this way. I think they come up from the bay. I don't know if these lagoons are connected to the bay or not. I feel like I've heard mixed reviews. So I can't speak for certain. This is Bay Farm School here. It's after school hours, but just wanted to show you very good school ratings here in Alameda, where a lot of the kiddos in Bay Farm go. Now we're leaving the school and we are continuing to drive toward the bay. Now there's a really beautiful trail that runs all along. So let's go drive the trail a little bit so you can see. Now this looks like low tide, so the shore is definitely not as high. You can see there's a lot of waterfront property here, so folks live there. Now they don't have direct access to the water because there is the Shoreline Park and trail in between the water and them, but they do have a beautiful view right there. I'll show you here. It's got a little walkway, which is cute, so you can come between the houses. So a lot of people from the neighborhood go, you know, walk the dog and go walk along the shore. It's a really nice walk. So we're gonna drive this way. So I want to show you a little bit more. So restrooms there. It's nice for on a bike ride. Check out that beautiful view. You've got great views of downtown SF. You hear a helicopter in the background. That happens sometimes. The shore, so there's a lot of helicopters. And look at that, it's a great view. See, some of these houses are a lot newer and quite spacious and beautiful. Are all, you know, right here along the water. These are some really nice developments, you know, private streets, things like that. It opens up here, you see the geese. Hi geese. Beautiful day for this too. All right, now took Island Drive, heading back to the bridge to head home. So we're gonna go head over the bridge so you can see how the two connect, just for fun. And then I will bid you adieu until next time. Here's the bay that way. That blue bridge is the pedestrian and bike bridge. So when you bike or walk, you actually need to take that bridge. They're both drawbridges, it's really fun. So when the ships come in, you gotta pull them up. You see the city over there, it's beautiful. And now we are on the main island. Hooray, we did it. Thanks so much for joining me today on living in the San Francisco Bay Area and checking out Bay Farm. I hope this was informative. I hope you had a good time. If you have any questions, you can always shoot me a text, give me a call, or send me an email. I love reading comments. Please leave me a comment below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button, and let me know where else in the Bay Area you would like me to explore to show you what living in the San Francisco Bay Area is like. My name's Andrea West. I'm a Bay Area native, and I've been a realtor since 2010. So if you're looking to buy or sell in the Bay, I got you. I know Bay Area real estate from both sides of the bridge, and when we work together, your goals are my business. Till next time.